I said over easy.
What?
I said over easy.
Oh, wait, are we... Okay. We're in.
We're out. That's the episode, folks. I hope you had a good time.
Good night, everybody. All right.
All right.
Welcome back to our... What were we called again?
Media Nuts. Are you going to ask that every fucking episode?
I keep forgetting.
Media Nuts.
We're called
We got
Mixed
Thomas
Nuts or
on the
something.
right. Say hello.
Mixed Nuts.
We got Sergio. Shut the fuck up. Don't even say anything. And we got me.
Welcome, everybody.
I didn't.
Autumn?
I didn't.
You said it like Adam Sandler in Bulletproof.
Didn't you?
I love the way he says it. Can you say it again?
Dude, I haven't seen the movie in years.
It's a good movie. It gets a lot of shit, but it's a good movie.
Every time I see it now, I think of Midnight Run.
Is that what it reminds
It's
you?
made by the
Yeah.
guy that made Midnight Run,
It is
right?
made by the guy, and it's,
Oh.
if I'm not mistaken, I think it is. But it's basically the same
I
plot
need to
anyway.
watch Midnight Run.
No, there's a
haven't seen
second
it.
Bulletproof.
I'm not
It's
fucking
called Bulletproof
watching.
Monk.
No,
It's fucking not. It's like a second Bulletproof the way that there's like a second Jingle All the Way.
or a second Kindergarten Cop.
Or a second,
You guys tell me you
Tooth
don't like Dolph
Fairy.
Lundgren?
Dorf, not even Dolph?
No, Dolph.
Is that the guy from
Moving the
Rocky
mic in.
IV?
Sorry for the
Yeah.
audio.
It is. Dolph Lundgren. You guys like Dolph Lundgren?
Yeah, Rocky IV.
That's what we're gonna call Cat.
By the way, in this episode, while that was going on, I was gonna hear. Because I had to move the mic.
We're gonna call
Oh,
Kat
sorry,
that.
everybody.
We're gonna call her Dolph Lundgren.
Dorf Lundgren.
Yeah.
Cringe.
You said it. Alright, so what were we talking about before we recorded?
Nuts of the media.
We were
nuts.
singing Joe Cocker songs.
Yeah, we were also talking about Jack Nicholson. What's our favorite Jack Nicholson movie?
One Flew Over the Shining.
Oh
I mean,
man.
I would say Batman for
One
me.
Flew Over the Weezer.
I don't know. He's pretty good in Easy Rider. He's good in The Shining. He's good in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's
What
Nest.
about Chinatown?
Oh,
he's good in
actually, yeah. No,
Chinatown.
never mind. I disagree with everything I said. It was Chinatown. Ignore everything I said. Chinatown was the answer.
And yours,
You know-
and yours is the two Jakes, right, Thomas?
No. You know, I think
Sergio.
mine might be One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Have you seen that one?
I have.
You know Brad
Cuckoo's
Dorff's
Nest?
in it, right?
Yeah, so is Danny DeVito. And,
And you remember that scene?
alive!
Yeah, I remember that scene when like Nurse Ratchet's taking Brad Dorff. She's like, Billy, go back to your room. He's like, I am the Gemini killer. I am alive.
So that's how Exorcist 3 started.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, okay, well, I guess mine's Batman, because, you know, he
Just Party Man?
got Prince to be in the soundtrack.
Oh, yeah, you want me to do the Jack Nicholson voice?
Yeah, go ahead.
Or he's like, I ain't doing this movie unless Prince is on the
Wait,
soundtrack.
you did it the last episode.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
Hey, wait, I have a better Jack Nicholson, though.
What?
I'm not doing this movie unless the Prince is on the soundtrack.
Why do you sound like Whitey from 8 Crazy
I'm
Nights?
trying to do more like Carl Weezer.
Can you also say Panda Express?
Panda Express.
Okay, then yeah, there you go.
That does-
Jimmy's mom wants to eat Panda Express. She's exotic like that.
Now you sound like Little Nicky.
What? No, it doesn't.
Austin, get in the flash. What are you talking about? I'm talking to 9-piece
Right
right now. Right now.
Dude, Popeye's chicken is freaking awesome. This episode of Media Nuts is sponsored by Popeye's Chicken.
I thought you were going to say Little Nicky.
They
Hey,
overpowered me.
It's tie-in. No?
Austin, we gotta bring up the thing that we always bring up. Austin does a Little Nicky quote every day.
I used to.
What is it?
I used to catch up. No, I used to do just all the quotes, like as many as I could think of.
Cause like what happened was like every other day he'd say a Little Nicky quote. I'm like, just fucking do a Little Nicky quote like every day.
Yeah.
Like whatever one you come up with is good enough.
He would come in the room and I'd be playing Dark Souls 3 or something. I'd be over there struggling, and my boss is like, "Hey, I didn't hear a Little Nicky quote today," and I was like, "Fuck, they overpowered me."
Or the other one, remember where you're? I was like, I haven't heard one. You're like, you gotta shove a pineapple up Hitler's ass
That's a
at 3.
3.
You should have said it just like casually, like to Thomas.
I do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I just do.
Or just text it to him.
Right.
I
he hasn't done that
really
yet.
used to keep up with it, but no, I've been forgetting. I've been
Austin,
lacking.
take your stupid ass flash.
Oh, you want to do crazy ass on me? Take your dumb ass flask.
Oh yeah.
Little Nicky's really underrated.
You know, I'm surprised y'all like it.
It's really fucking fun. It's actually my favorite Sandler movie. I'm not even
Really?
It's genuinely my favorite.
Oh, that's
Hello,
new.
Mr.
I've watched
Devil.
it so much.
I love your cape.
I deserve this.
It's not even his voice too.
It's not.
It's
Oh,
dubbed
yeah.
over.
Oh, you
Wait,
know
isn't
what?
Clint Howard in that movie?
Yeah.
He plays that
I think he
creepy
does.
guy.
Yeah, he plays the guy where he's like, wrong room, man.
Oh yeah.
That's Clint Howard.
I
forgot.
never knew that was Clint Howard.
It
Yeah,
is.
remember? You got the wrong room again, man. Oh, yeah, good luck with the nipple rubbing.
Sorry, nipples.
We just decided to talk about Little Nicky.
This is the little
All
Nicky
of
episode.
you are going to hell. Oh, my God, we really are going to go to hell.
Holy shit, we really are gonna die.
That's it.
Look,
Why
and
is
hell
Harvey
will
Keitel
be
in
bad. Okay, maybe not that bad, but still
bad.
pretty bad.
Oh yeah, Harvey Keitel is in that fucking movie.
He's the
Right?
devil.
Yeah.
I always forgot about that.
Oh, and then for some reason, Rob Zombie's brother's on the soundtrack.
Oh yeah,
He has a
fucking
brother?
Power Man 5000.
Yeah.
Oh right. Okay.
That's-
Yeah, his
Song
brother's
World's Collide.
name
I
is
hate that
Spider
song.
One.
I like
His
how
name's Spider Moon.
Spider One.
Oh, Spider One.
Yeah, they have the lyric, "Who's the devil? I am the devil."
It's
Black
fucking
Sabbath.
dumb.
There's a lot of Black Sabbath posters in Little Nicky's room too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Here,
those
kill him
posters.
with this.
Oh yeah.
Dude, Ozzy's in. Dude, me and my friend used to always talk about that because CG Ozzy in that movie. And then he was like convinced. He's like, I think Ozzy's dubbed over in that movie because he's like, I've never heard him speak so clearly. No fucking shot. That's actually Ozzy.
that's how all of us feel when we watch Trick or Treat. Remember, he's like, whatever happened to a normal song like "I Love You"? Whatever happened to that?
And we're like,
it's
hey.
always
Where they're like, hey, you're not supposed to sound that clear, Ozzy.
Yeah,
you
you-
start mumbling.
you're supposed to. Whatever happened to "I Love You"?
Sharon.
Have you seen the new VR ad where he's doing that?
Yes.
Where like Sharon's like, Ozzy, we have to go on a plane back to England. I can't right now. I gotta play on my PS5 VR right now. I gotta play the new game.
And he puts on the headset and he's like tripping out because he doesn't know how to take it off. But he's here and starts screaming, Sharon.
You remember that old ad where he's using the GPS and he's like, oh, he sees the restroom and on your right, here's a new place. He's like, oh, that's new.
I think I remember.
Why
this.
did he do so weird commercials
Remember
back
he
in
did
the
the
day?
World of Warcraft ads?
Did he?
He was actually really playing World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
That's not a joke. He was really like addicted to it. Like he spent a lot of
He'll
money.
make you cry. He'll make you defecate.
Like, don't you remember hearing about those stories
Yeah,
to
yeah,
where
I
he went
remember.
in like he didn't go into debt, but like he spent a lot of fucking money on it.
That's what I remember hearing.
And
I
he would do
didn't
that
know
with
that.
mobile
Ever heard
games
that
too.
lyric?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, apparently Johnny Rotten, he actually spent like thousands of dollars on mobile games. He admitted
Oh
it.
yeah, on Clash of Clans, I think is one of the ones.
Yeah, I was like, why would you play that? That's so weird.
It's okay. John Carpenter wasted $60 on Fallout 76, and he still plays to this day. That's a man who's dedicated to his $60.
I still love that line of what he said about The Last of Us 2. He's like, no, I didn't finish it because there was a fucking glitch that came up.
Oh yeah, he was pissed off because the game glitched out and it just wouldn't let him do something. So he just fucking quit the game like permanently. And then Naughty Dog was like, "Hey, we can help you with that." He's like, "I don't give a fuck. I'm not playing your game." He's like, "I already stopped."
I give up. Speaking of video games, what have you been playing recently, Austin?
RE4 demo came out. You ever
Oh,
played
yeah.
RE4?
The remake?
Yeah.
Oh, the remake. I haven't played the game in years, but yeah, I've played
Fucking original's great.
Dude,
It's one of
we
me and
played it
Tom's
so
favorite games.
Freaking much.
it. What?
We play that game so many freaking times from start to finish.
We've had like almost every
Hey,
version
there's that
of it.
dog.
What? What? Huh?
Huh?
What?
Huh?
I'm confused.
What the Anyways.
You don't remember that quote, Austin?
No.
No thanks, bro.
He's looking at
Oh
porn on
yeah.
his phone.
Remember
Thanks,
though?
bro.
Remember that's what he says. Hey, look, there's that dog.
Oh yeah.
What I'll try again.
At first, when I heard that dog, I thought my mind went to fucking Billy Madison. You gotta find that fucking dog.
You're in a Sandler mood today, I guess.
I'm sorry.
We're gonna talk.
He's in a Nicholson mood.
I'm in a Sandler mood.
We could talk about anger management.
That's actually a movie I really like.
Yeah, Harry Dean Stanton's in it, and I just found that out last
I
week.
told you I'm blind, fuckers.
And when they throw the Bible at him, are you happy now? Ass swipe.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
That's weird. Harry Dean doing comedy? That's news to me.
Dude, he's done that like his entire career.
What,
He
comedy?
Yeah.
Dude, Green Mile, that entire role is him joking around.
Oh, right.
Yeah, remember he says it in line, I
Dude,
want Mae West to sit on my face because I'm a horny motherfucker.
I forgot he was in that movie. I haven't seen
Even in like Twin Peaks, he jokes around a lot.
Yeah, and he's in Pretty in Pink as well. He's
Yeah.
the dad in that movie.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Harry
Yeah,
Dean's no stranger to comedy, sir.
He just doesn't.
Sir.
He's
well,
also an Escape from no, not L.A., New York. I always
Thank
forget
God
he's
not
in New
LA.
York.
Oh yeah, you love that
Skip Row, like,
movie.
fucking blows.
Yeah, that's your favorite movie.
No, it's not.
You know,
I hate
Austin,
that.
I love how last night or the other night before we were over there, like they haven't done the '90s Carpenter movies as 4Ks, and then I was like, no, they did Escape from LA. You're like, I want to forget that.
You keep really. Oh my god. Why do you have to say that?
It's a good movie.
It's fucking blows. You see, they could do In the Mouth of Madness, but no, they're like, we want you Escape from LA. Fuck that movie.
What about the
We have a
memoirs
long running theory
of
that
Invisible Man?
no, we have a long running theory about this
Oh.
that Kurt Russell wrote Escape from LA and John Carpenter just took a credit out of pity.
Yeah, and he doesn't have like the heart to tell him if the movie's not good.
Well, I have a new theory about it that Kurt Russell just he in his head he's like, John, I want to combine Big Trouble in Little China and Escape from New York together somehow. And John's like, that doesn't work. They're totally different, right? And Kurt's like, we have to make it work. If you can't make it work, I'll write it in.
And then thus began the story of Escape from LA.
And then we got Peter Fonda on there. He's like, Snake, it's good to see you, dude.
Surfing the waves, dude.
Wow, I never thought I'd come across you.
I mean,
Everybody knows who you are.
he straight up just sounds like a fucking character from the animated film Surf's Up.
I'm surprised you remember that movie.
I love that movie.
I like
Watched
to
the movie a
believe
lot
that
as a
Kurt
kid.
Russell was just like, Peter, I want you to be in this movie, but I want you to sound like your character in Easy Rider. He's like, I guess I can do that.
Sure, man. Why
Speaking
not?
of Easy Rider, there's a movie called Two Lane Backdrop. Have you seen that?
No,
Dennis Wilson and James Taylor are in it,
no, I didn't know
and
that.
it's a really good movie.
Oh, I found out something.
Criterion has it.
I found out something.
What?
So aside from what I was telling you that Dean Stockwell, that Neil Young wrote the After the Gold Rush script for him,
Yeah.
I didn't know that he's in Dennis Hopper's second movie.
Is he?
Yeah, the movie that got panned. And apparently that's why the After the Gold Rush movie also didn't happen, because the studio's like, well, he just came out of a shitty movie. We're not going to put money into this.
We should make it.
There's no fucking
We
script.
can
Neil Young
write
says
one. It's not
gone.
like we can't. We couldn't write one.
But we just
Why
kind
would
of
I
have to
write
make
one?
it up as we go.
Yeah,
along, or
we can
what?
literally.
Man, you're what is with you in doing this stuff? Like, just leave it alone.
No.
You're fucking cruising with the gay porn stuff.
Well, yeah, but that's important. But we can do
It's
the.
It's
literally
not
not
important. It
important.
has nothing to do
It
with
was
the
literally
fucking plot.
made just to piss off the MPA.
But it could work. We could work around
Just
this.
really
Why?
wants to see gay porn, I guess.
I've told him multiple times, just go to Pornhub.
It doesn't work that way.
It does work.
When
It
Al
does.
Pacino is not with me, okay?
Okay.
Does he have to be
gonna
there to watch
jerking
it
you
with
off?
you?
Is he gonna be holding your wiener?
It's a handicap.
When are you gonna blind spot?
What?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Okay, no. Aside from that, we can literally. How about we just base it off the album? Like, well, you take the.
No, Sergio, just.
I don't understand. You want to do the fucking Phil Spector movie, but you don't want to do the After the
Oh
Gold
yeah, we're
Rush.
gonna talk about that.
All right, well, let's talk about the Phil Spector movie.
Because that one actually could happen.
All right, ladies and
So we
germs.
want to do a movie that's about Phil Spector.
One of
That's
the
segment,
one of the
guys.
greatest producers of our time.
The man of the wall of sound. You know what? I thought of a tagline for it this morning. I was going to say the most notorious man in music. Then I remember there's Kanye, so I was like, we can't call
but
it that.
There's also other people. but-
There's
There
like
is.
a lot of them.
yeah, there's like a lot of other people.
I mean, most people
There's
are not
like
gonna,
Charles Manson.
Yeah, there is. So I'm going to be like, we're going to call it the most notorious music producer. I don't
No,
know.
there's
That's
probably
too long.
way more.
Yeah, we need like something like very like distinct.
The old man with the. Oh, wait, that's a Robert Redford movie.
Why are you stealing names now?
I don't know.
Okay, well,
Can we
think
get
of,
Robert Redford to play?
isn't he dead?
No, he's alive.
Oh,
I
I thought
you to play him.
we get Clint Eastwood to play him.
Oh my
No,
God.
no, we got to have Clint Eastwood produce the Phil Spector movie.
He'll be dead if this ever does happen. Like if
No,
Clint
we
Eastwood's
can
going to
get
be
it
like
done now.
120 by the time he dies. He's going to do like another like Western at that point.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, this is a Western where my character's dying. This is like the fourth one now.
You know what? At that point, Clint Eastwood will have like his 7th comeback.
That man just doesn't stop having comebacks.
Yeah, he likes to work.
Yeah, he does.
All right, so speaking of the Phil Spector movie, we talked about this at the shop. But, okay, y'all talked about it the night before.
Yeah.
Like on Sunday night.
Okay, so I'll give the context of it. So I barely started listening to Leonard Cohen, and basically Sergio here told me the story that Leonard Cohen was forced to make a record with Phil Spector.
Yeah.
And really the story is about that is Leonard Cohen was desperate because Columbia put a lot of money into him, and they were expecting him to make some profit, and when he didn't, he basically had a drunk night with Phil Spector, and Phil Spector invited him to his house, and he's like, I'm never going to leave, am I? So they stayed there for a month and recorded a record, and basically Leonard Cohen's like, okay, what we'll do is we're going to touch this up. Turns out that's not what Phil Spector thought. He's like, no, it's good as is. So according to what I read on Apple Music, Leonard Cohen was banging on the studio door, saying he wanted those tapes back because it wasn't done. And basically, from what I also heard, is Phil Spector's like, if you want the tapes back, you got to fucking kill me.
Yeah.
And Leonard Cohen's like, I'm not going to do that. And then there was a moment where Phil Spector held a gun to Leonard Cohen's chin and just basically said, you know I love you, Leonard, right? And he's like, gee, I hope so. So he said later on, his daughter really likes it. The punk scene really likes it. But when he was asked, they're like, would you ever do it again? He's like, yeah, I probably would, because it's a part of my music career. And he's like, I wish I would have known that Phil was getting me out of desperation.
You know, the only song he ever actually did live from that album was Memories.
That's it.
Yeah, and he rearranged the hell out of it.
Yeah, you know, he has a book called Death of Ladies Man.
And it has almost nothing to do with the book, the album.
It just has, like, the lyrics to the song Death of a Ladies Man.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there's the great story. He told me that Allen Ginsberg and Bob Dylan went in the studio, and Phil Spector's like, okay, you're going to be on the fucking album, and nobody's leaving till it's done.
Yeah, he actually, like, forced them to sing on Don't Go Home With Your Heart On.
It's actually the filler song of the record.
I wouldn't think so. I think it's a really good song.
No, I think it's a filler, dude.
No.
I think the rest of it's really good.
What?
Like, Iodine's good.
Don't Go Home With Your Heart On's really, really good.
I don't know. It's
I think it's like a really offbeat Leonard Cohen song.
Did I mishear the title? Heart On or Hard On?
Don't go home
like
with your heart on, yeah.
It's
He's basically saying, like, if you have a mistress, don't go home to your wife with a heart on, letting her know that you fucked another woman.
I think it was.
He's saying if you have boner, don't go home. Stay at a home if you have boner.
I think it's about like a kid whose parents are cheating on each other or something. I couldn't remember. Or like, he says that his mom runs like a brothel and his dad's like, he runs a barbershop. I can't remember the song.
You know, I saw a funny review about the album though. I love how it was basically described as Phil Spector makes the most flamboyant produced Leonard Cohen record you've ever heard in your life.
Okay, so we're getting off topic a bit. We got to talk about the movie.
So basically, the idea spawned from this because there's so many notorious stories about Phil Spector. There's the Leonard Cohen story. There's
Ramones,
the stories with
Beatles,
the Crystals, with
the Ronettes,
and then the Ramones. Whenever basically the Ramones were in the studio and they saw guns all over the fucking place, and Phil Spector basically pointed a gun at them and told them they couldn't leave until the record was done because he was trying to have a comeback because he was getting viewed as an oldies act. And Phil Spector's like, this is going to be the comeback record for me, and it backfired because the record bombed. Although the Ramones are kind of in a similar situation like Leonard Cohen because they were like, we are at a standstill with our career and we need something that's going to get us going.
That's true. You know what's funny is that he produced Season of Glass by Yoko Ono, and it actually didn't do so bad.
Really?
Yeah.
I also found that story funny that he shot a gun off when he was really drunk in the studio, and John Lennon told him, he's like, if you're trying to kill me, that's cool and all. He's like, but don't fuck up my ears because I need those.
So anyways, like the movie, we kept kicking around ideas for actors and actresses to perform as these famous musicians and artists, and we kind of got a good like rough estimate of like who's who.
Oh, did you tell Sergio who you want to play? Who you want to play Leonard Cohen?
Oh yeah, I did. So But, no, okay, so I'm fucking this up. Okay, all three of us didn't know this. So me and Austin, we always thought Leonard Cohen looked like Dustin Hoffman, like young Dustin Hoffman during The Graduate.
Yeah.
We're like, wouldn't Dustin Hoffman be great? But he's too old now.
Yeah.
So we both found out Austin was looking like, does Dustin Hoffman had a son? And I actually had looked this up before a couple of months ago, and I forgot. But he does, and his son is the skinny version of Adam Sandler's son in Click.
The older one.
Yeah,
The
one
older
with the
one.
beard. Remember him?
Yeah, I remember him. I didn't know that was his son until you told me.
It's
but...
weird too because when you look at him, he does look like his dad.
So he could play a Leonard Cohen.
Yeah, he's Leonard Cohen.
And I said Rihanna could play Ronnie Spector. And I also said Austin Butler could be Paul McCartney.
I was told about that.
And then Daniel Radcliffe would be John Lennon.
And then Danny Harrison will just be his dad.
Yeah. And then I want Christian Bell to play Phil Spector.
Yeah.
I really do.
But I thought we were going to do like eras. But you wanted Christian Bell to be Phil Spector throughout the entire movie.
That's what I want.
Honestly, though, I could see it. He's put in a lot of effort with makeup and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, because if you look at a movie, you haven't seen Vice, but he plays Dick Cheney in that
Yeah,
movie.
I know. And he's under a lot of prosthetics.
But when you see him, you can't even tell it's Christian Bell.
We would have to like really try to make him look like Phil Spector, but he would also have to be really erratic. That's
He
the
kind of
thing.
has the eyes. When you kind of think about his face, he has very similar, very, very similar eyes to Phil Spector.
So like, and I for some odd reason said that Destiny's Child should reunite just to play the Crystals.
Yeah, yeah. And then we talked about...
And Paul Dano will reprise his role as Brian Wilson.
Yeah.
Just fuck it, because we're not going to get any...
And then we're going to get the guy that was... that played Charles Manson in Once Upon a Time in Mindhunter. We're going to have him play Charles Manson again in this story.
Yeah. I also mentioned, like, there has to be a part where he watches the Beatles on TV. I want Kurt Russell to play Ed Sullivan.
Introducing the Beatles. It's great.
So, yeah, like he watches the Beatles on TV and Kurt Russell's Ed Sullivan and he introduces them.
And then we wanted Margaret Robbie to play...
Lana Clarkson.
Yep.
And I said Bryan Cranston should be Phil Spector's dad. That kills himself, remember?
I have no fucking clue.
Yeah, well, Phil Spector's dad does kill himself.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, maybe we should put that in the movie and we'll have Bryan Cranston play his dad.
Yep. My contribute was the movie opens up with Phil Spector killing Lana Clarkson, and then the bullet goes off, he gets arrested, and then He Kissed Me by the Crystals starts playing.
Yeah, that would work. That would
and
work.
the movie ends with Baby, I Love You.
I guess, but...
Unless we can come up with something better.
And then like, we'd have to do, like, a Where Are They Now segment with all the people that he worked with.
Or are we going to end it with Don't Go Home with the Heart On?
No, that wouldn't work. That would be playing during the Leonard Cohen part.
Are we going to use the Ramones version of Baby, I Love You to end the movie?
No, that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work at all. It has to be the original.
I also wanted George Harrison's Isn't It a Pity whenever he's in court playing, and you're just seeing how
I mean,
broken of a man he is at that point.
that could work, but we're gonna have to think about that. Like,
The other aspect of it that makes it so interesting to me is we're gonna have to we're gonna show kind of how he gets the way. I would want to show how
you
he
first
gets
feel
to it.
sorry for him, but that's as time goes by, you're like, wow, this guy's turning into a monster.
Yeah. Because I honestly think he's got a really interesting story. I mean, if we could make this thing, it would be amazing. I honestly think
It would be like a 3-hour movie, though. That's
I
what
like
I'm
the
saying.
idea you came up with. We do it like a 5-hour mini series.
Yeah, we should just do a mini-series on Phil Spector. It'd be perfect. We'll get all these people to be... It'll be an eras type of thing. Like,
Dude, imagine we have Christian Bell in the makeup, and he has to recreate the Christmas album that Phil Spector did, the cover and everything.
oh yeah, we got to mention the when JFK dies and he gets really fucking pissed off because a Christmas gift for you fails, and I guess we'll briefly mention that he's like heavily bearded too.
Yeah. And then we're gonna. Oh yeah, and then I came up with the scene when Phil's doing coke. It plays the Ronettes version of Frosty the Snowman.
Oh wait, that's perfect.
Like he's on like a 3-day coke bench.
And then like the Lennon, the rock and roll sessions, and I guess Daniel Radcliffe could be Lennon, and then we'll have like a bunch. We won't get a lot of big names, but we have to get like
We're definitely gonna have to bring up like both those albums. Like we're gonna have to bring up Mind Games too, because basically what happened to Leonard Cohen of getting the tape stolen from him.
Not Mind Games, it was rock and roll.
Yeah, well, I know, but like the same thing happened because Phil Spector did it like as basically as retribution for not doing Mind Games.
Or was it Walls and Bridges?
I don't know.
Like
Walls and Bridges is actually really good though.
Yeah, I like
good
that album.
Lennon record.
But anyways, like, but then there's also that period between 1981 and like, I guess 2000. He really didn't do a lot between that time.
I'll never forget the first time I saw Phil Spector. I remember being a little kid and like going like getting ready for school and like watching the news, and I'm like, what's with this crazy guy with the afro that's like 4 feet above his fucking head?
I forgot about that. That's how I found out about him too.
I remember hearing they're like, he's a famous music producer. I was like, what the fuck did he produce? Little did I know I could be going to really like his stuff.
We actually have some of his records in our collection. Like
the man that killed the Beatles, Let It Be.
Oh, we really do have to have that scene where like Paul McCartney is like writing a letter about like, you know, don't fucking fuck with the long and winding road, and then Phil Spector looks at it and he's like, and he just throws it. I kind of want to like dramatize it a little bit to where it makes it look like he's a dick.
Yeah.
And you know, it's gonna be a very like a lot of these actors aren't gonna have a lot of big screen time. It's just gonna be like this era and this era and this era.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's just really like his story is pretty interesting, especially because like music biopics are such a big thing now, and then murder biopics are such a big fucking thing now too.
The only problem is that they don't really do much with them. They kind of just like slap on the most basic information. Like I really want to get really detailed with this, but then again, we also got to think about like budget and time.
My dream director for this would be Scorsese. But I have a feeling he would not want to do this.
He would probably say, "Why don't we just do a documentary?" I'm like, "There's too many of those. I want to like actually make this into a show or a movie." No, a movie would be too long.
A show would be really great for it, man.
It would work better. Like we just start off in his childhood, and then how he started in his first band, the Teddy Bears. Which, by the way, we got to find actors for that.
Yeah.
Like who's gonna play those characters?
Yeah, you know, actually, Austin was the one that came up with the idea that after he kills Lana Clarkson, that's whenever we start coming up with like we start showing the beginning of his life and leading up to basically
that.
The
I
downfall.
think it's perfect.
Well, yeah, it gives you something that hooks you in, and then
because it's so interesting when you hear
get that point.
Yeah, because it's so interesting when you hear the stories like of how like. Back in the 70s, he started playing around with guns. Mm-hmm. He would just shoot them off and point them at people and threaten people. And then it's one of those things, like what he brought up, like it's really, or what Sergio brought up, of how he was like, it's really interesting that the guy never got arrested for this until years later. Like, nobody brought this up for the longest time.
Like, he was able to get away with a lot. And I guess I have a feeling somebody said he's going to kill somebody one day, and they were right. Like, it was
what
true.
If Lennon said it?
It could have been Lennon. It could have been Ronnie. It definitely would probably. Ronnie Spector probably said it.
I know Ronnie was scared of him.
Yeah, he even threatened to kill her if like he took like publishing rights and like half the money and stuff.
Did I ever tell you that in Keith Richards' book Life, he actually said he had an affair with Ronnie Spector?
That's another thing. We also got to get the Stones and Jack Nietzsche.
We do. Yeah, but Keith Richards had an affair with her, and the biggest thing was he said, I don't want Phil to know because he's like, it's going to end badly if he would have found out. So they did it secretly.
Basically, by the time, by the 80s, Phil Spector was into recluse. He was a recluse at that point.
He was just fucking crazy.
No, he basically gave up on trying to make... He actually did produce an indie band.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. And he only produced like maybe 2 or 3 songs, and he tried producing Celine Dion, but he had an argument with her management team.
I love the fact that like he's one of those guys that like he had success in the 60s and 70s, and then afterwards it just goes downhill from there for him.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
It's amazing. Like afterwards, he was spending the rest of his career trying to chase that all over again, and it never fucking happened.
Kind of like Brian Wilson.
Yeah, just like Brian Wilson in the way, but don't know, but Brian Wilson, I kind of feel bad saying that because I do have like a soft spot for him because I do feel so bad for the guy, man. Like,
Yeah, well,
there's a lot of bad things.
I think it was more by force than it was by like his choice, because he was forced to like do stuff.
I hate the way that Mike Love just kind of uses him like a monkey. Like,
Mike Love's just a fucking prick. So
right? Like, isn't it like fucked up though? Like how like Mike's like, it's not bad. We got Brian playing bongos over there, and you're like, I don't even think Brian knows where the fuck he's at right now.
It's like when the PS3 E3 thing happened. Ridge Racer.
Fucking
Like, I just feel bad for him, man, because like, I don't know, he kind of gets misused in many ways, and it's just kind of a fucking shame what happens to
It
Brian
blows,
Wilson.
but man, his songs are kind of complex. When you try and learn them, they're like really, really like intertwined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I see him, though, man, like, he just seems like such a sad soul.
Yeah, that's a lot of musicians though.
Yeah, he's just very fragile, man.
Kanye is like that, but then he kind of just he's turning into Phil Spector now. Isn't that weird?
You know, there's like a lot of like Geminis that are like very fragile.
Is that what Phil Spector is?
I don't know what Phil Spector. Let's find out.
Well, when
Jamie, look that up.
Dude,
Dude, you ever fucking heard of Tame Impala?
fucking clip.
have you ever heard of Weezer?
Austin showed me an AI clip where they had Joe Rogan say that, dude, you ever fucking heard of Tame Impala? Does this sound like one guy to you?
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Lord.
because there's a bunch of jokes about how all Tame Impala fans are like, guys, did you know this is just one guy? You think this is a band, but this is just one guy.
Wait, I have a story. Okay, so I found I was at the CD Exchange on Walsham, right? This was years ago. I think it was like 3 years ago, and I was with that guy at the time, Hunter. And I was friends with him, and I remember I picked up Currents, and I was like, this looks like a weird disco album. And he's like, dude, that's just one guy playing the whole album. I'm like, okay, so he's doing what Prince did? He's like, yeah, but it's one guy. He's the band. I'm like, okay, that's exactly what Prince did. I don't fucking give a shit. So whenever someone talks about Tame Impala, I'm like, okay, Prince already did it. What makes this guy so fucking special? And Tame Impala only has one good song I like anyways, and it's the less I know, the better, so...
I like Tame Impala, but I do think it's ridiculous.
Honestly,
is he like the
Beatles?
Is that like a gimmick or something?
Right.
What?
It's one guy, guys.
I don't think it was meant to be a gimmick, but I think his fans certainly treat it as it is.
It's weird how everybody just found out about that. They didn't think to look back and see if other people did that. So like Paul McCartney did it on his first album.
Phil Spector was a Capricorn.
What does that mean?
He was born like around like December, January.
Yeah, so December 26th.
Oh.
He died January 16th. I forgot he died in 2021.
Yeah, I remember when he died. I was like, man, I'm kind of conflicted. Like,
I was kind of surprised. I was like, motherfucker's still alive. He's like Charles Manson. Like, man, this.
I remember
dude's still going.
When Charles Manson died. Yeah.
Do you think
remember when he got married?
No.
Do you think with the biopic it would cause a problem with his estate?
I don't even think there's much to do with the estate.
Yeah. I think the only one that would give a fuck if this thing got made is I think Ronnie Spector's family would be kind of upset.
They probably would be like, okay, you can't do this or that. I'm like, we're not gonna do anything like crazy. We're just gonna show what went on. You know, we don't want it to be like demeaning. We just want to show like how much of a fucking psychopath he was.
Yeah.
Did you say psychopath?
Yeah, psychopath.
You think Lana Clarkson's family would be mad about it?
Oh, that's a good fucking question. I didn't think about that.
Granted, Tarantino was able to get away with Once Upon a Time, despite the Tate family, I'm pretty sure, not being too happy.
Actually, no. Sharon's sister was cool with it.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Sharon's sister was cool with it, I think, because we get to see the Manson kids get their comeuppance.
See, that's a different story. But like when it comes to like, I don't know if we can show like him meeting Lana Clarkson and then shooting her. Maybe
just gonna have to be implied.
Maybe here's what we should do. We should probably just have the scene where she meets him at like the restaurant, and they go into the house.
And it's late at night. We show his mansion, and then you hear a gunshot.
Yeah, it just pans out, and you do hear the shot because like. I mean, granted, people do want to see it, but at the same time, we don't know exactly how it happened.
We just know there was a gun.
I mean, like, it's not like the Jimmy Hoffa movie, the one with Jack Nicholson, where like they make up their own scenario on how he got kidnapped or something.
I don't really like it when movies do that, when they kind of like paint it like how they think it would have happened.
Or like The Irishman too.
Yeah.
The Irishman did that as well.
Yeah.
And like I can't do that because then it's gonna make people think that's what actually happened.
Yeah.
So, but people are gonna be like, "Well, I want to know what actually happened." I'm like, "Well, we don't know."
Yeah,
There's no way
exactly.
of finding it out.
See, when like the Irishman did the way they killed Jimmy Hoffa, I was like, I don't know if I can do that. And then when
See, but that one,
Wait, what?
that one kind of works. I only say this in the way because it's painted from the guy.
book, right?
Yeah, from the book. Like it's painted from the guy that claims it's true. It's not. It's not true. It's allegedly true according to him.
that was his tale of it.
Yeah, it's a person's perspective of it, of how they view it. Now, whether that's true is something else to debate about. But for what it is, Scorsese just did it as he claimed what it was. You know,
I don't see like I don't. That's the part that's gonna be kind of tricky because like we don't know exactly how she passed, like how he did it. We just know that he shot her.
Yeah,
That's all we know. We don't know the details.
You know, it doesn't matter though because you are still watching the trial, but you don't need to watch the trial to watch the movie to figure it out.
No. You don't need to wait for the verdict to find out the conclusion.
Eric Roberts.
Is that the fucking cable guy?
Smith.
Fuck off! I knew what you were talking about. The fucking cable guy.
Brother,
love
sweet
kids.
brother. You were always such a pussy. You were always.
Sammy,
no.
wait. No.
I hope they fry this bastard.
Oh man, that needs a 4K.
That's a great movie.
That needs a 4K.
That one's
does.
also a made-to-order Blu-ray, by the way.
Is it really?
Oh my god,
That
they
sucks.
killed my brother. They were speaking some other language.
I think it was
Asian.
It sounded Asian.
You know, it's funny too, because the way Ben Stiller looks in that clip, he kind of looks like a guy like Phil Spector. He's just sitting there.
No, he looks like the Melendez twins.
He kind of does.
Brothers.
Yeah.
I love that though, like how he's like this.
He looks like one of
He has
them.
his hands
He looks
cradled.
so like ashamed of himself. He looks so embarrassed.
I think that's just because he needed to be in the movie. He couldn't get anybody else to play that part. He's
I
like,
fucking love that scene.
I just love the way the fake voices though. I killed my brother.
that movie's really good.
Yeah,
movie's
it is.
I just
Underrated.
wish Matthew Broderick wasn't the lead. It should have been somebody else.
Why you have a problem with Broderick? In there?
I'm not a big
killed
fan
the
of
guy.
him. Yeah, he killed a guy.
He did kill a guy.
Wait, it wasn't a guy. It was a family.
Oh yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah, he killed mom and son.
You know why he did it too, right?
Because he was on the wrong side of the fucking road.
You know why he was on the wrong side of the road, right?
Was he drunk?
He's going to get pussy.
Oh, he's gonna, in
Actually, we're gonna have
Ireland?
to cut that part. No, So he was dating his co-star that played his sister
Ew.
and Ferris Bueller. They were having a thing at the time.
And it was from Ferris Bueller? Oh,
Yeah,
God.
Bueller.
Oh, sorry, everybody who likes that fucking movie.
We're gonna have
I fucking hate
We're
that
gonna have to
movie.
cut the part
Movie's
where I
alright.
said though.
No, we don't.
Really
Yeah, we're gonna cut
don't
that.
like
We don't.
Ferris Bueller.
There's been worse things said on this podcast.
Has
There's only been 2 episodes.
There's been worse things said in those 2 episodes.
there's been worse things said in the cut episodes.
Oh, yeah, we
Yeah.
have those. We're not releasing them, though.
They're locked in the vault.
Oh, we're gonna
Once
be
one
like,
of us dies, they get released.
we're gonna be like Prince.
Oh yeah.
We're actually filming this on camera, but we're not releasing the footage.
And people are gonna find out years later we have like fucking like 2 years worth of podcast episodes.
That just
like
didn't
how
get
like
released for one reason or another.
it's like when Prince, like they're like, oh yeah, Prince has like 5 years worth of music in a vault somewhere.
And why didn't you release them? He just kind of forgot.
I love that when they're like, why didn't Prince put out this music video? He didn't. I don't know. He didn't want to.
He wanted to have fun. He wasn't really taking it seriously. It's okay. So, wait, what were we talking about? Cable guy? Oh yeah, Matthew Broderick. I don't like him. He's not been in any movies that I like. Well, I mean, he is in movies I like. I just don't care for him as like
Deck
a.
the Halls.
Dude, I've never seen that movie.
Deck the Halls was funny. I
That
liked
movie, that movie would have worked if it came out in the 90s.
Yeah.
it. Yeah, but I don't think it's terrible.
I saw it once and I was like, this is kind of hammy.
Yeah. It's
You want to
just-
watch
it's
Christmas
fun.
with the Cranks?
No.
Oh,
But you
so
know
I
who
have a
would cover
joke
Deck the
about
Halls?
that.
What?
Hats off.
Did he?
He should.
Oh.
I think he would.
Well, Joe Ramone, if you're listening, we got a recommendation for you.
Deck
yeah.
the Halls was a film.
You have to cover Pootie Tang.
No, he does not have
Yeah,
to cover.
we
Watch
does.
Pootie Tang.
Why would he cover Pootie
He
Tang?
should also cover Freaked.
He should cover Freak. That's
He's
true.
got to cover Pootie Tang though. Pootie Tang.
Why? Why would he cover Pootie Tang?
Because it's a forgotten failure.
It's
It's
almost
an almost cult classic.
It is almost a cult classic.
Louis C.K. made a film back in the 2000s called Pootie Tang, an almost cult classic.
And you see like the tape going into the
Pootie too good.
VHS player.
Pootie too good. Pootie too good. Now, Pootie Tang's a bit of a weird film.
You make him sound like Review Bra.
No, that'd be Pootie Tang's a bit of a weird film.
Now, why does
I
he
don't
sound,
like it very much.
Why does he sound like Quentin Tarantino?
No,
I feel like Quentin Tarantino would love Pootie Tang if he hasn't already seen it.
honestly, Review Bra just sounds kind of like slightly less obnoxious Ben Shapiro.
You know what? I remember something about Pootie Tang.
Aesthetically.
I was I remember once. I think I was like going to work, like on a Sunday. My dad had the TV on and it was playing According to Jim, and I just heard a line in there where like his wife's like, "Oh, I think because like Jim Belushi's like, you don't know me, even though we've been married for years," and she's like, "I know everything about you. I know how lazy you are. I know that you like to keep your feet up on the couch." And he's like, "What else? Your favorite movie's Pootie Tang." He's like, "Okay, that's one thing. How'd you know that?"
That is so specific. That is so
That's
weird.
great, man.
Somebody had to write that in. Somebody was self-projecting.
Somebody
Right.
was like, Pootie Tang is my favorite movie. It's a good movie. Don't let the critics fool you. It's great.
I don't think a lot of our listeners don't even know what that movie is, so you're gonna have to enlighten them.
Okay,
I don't know
Pootie Tang,
what's our demographic right now.
I don't give a fuck. Pootie Tang is as if Rudy Ray Moore made another film, except it's Louis C.K. directing, and Chris Rock is basically in every fucking character. It's great. It's fun. Pootie Tang.
Oh yeah, and he's in the
Right.
movie too.
Oh yeah. I hate you.
Somebody's gonna get that. Somebody's gonna get it.
They're gonna get it too.
Fuck off! Shut the fuck up!
You know, Pootie Tang just makes me feel like I should shine my pity on a running tang.
What?
Shot my pity on the right time.
Sabate.
I hate that the character, all he talks is gibberish. I think like maybe like a fourth of his vocabulary is real English, and then like most of it's just
It's
gibberish.
like majority gibberish. I love it.
Look,
And everybody just ignores it until the end of the movie.
Yeah, you're right.
Look, I ain't gonna say we understand what Pootie was saying.
But we always understood what he meant. And I love that part where he's like, man, I felt really sorry. Man, I feel sorry. I just wanted to make things better. Man, Pootie, I want to make things better.
Pootie, can you forgive me?
I want Pootie to forgive me. Man, can you just forgive me?
Man, I'll go with you to the farm. Man, we grow crops. We do this. Man, we're gonna get all this going.
Man, fuck this farm, dude. This is too damn hard. I
There's
wanna
some
go
goddamn
home.
dog following me. I don't know whose damn dog this is. Gotta get the hell out of here. Stop following me, dog. Who the hell's dog is this?
Okay, but here's the thing.
Wait, Sergio.
What?
You have to tell the people
The people?
of your Jennifer Coolidge crush.
Oh, right. Okay, so I have a crush on her. I didn't want to admit this on the show, but I guess we're here.
We're here.
So she admitted that she like slept with over 200 guys, and I said I want to be number 300. And then I remember I made a comment about that on Facebook, and some guys like, I like how you want to wait for 99 guys first and then be the 300 one. I'm like, I want to be a round number. Like, that's just how it is.
He wants to be a Zack Snyder movie.
And if 300's already taken, I'll be gladly 400.
I'll gladly be like 302.
Or no, I don't want to be an odd number or an even
It's
number.
not an odd number.
Even or odd, I want. If I'm a number 1,000, I'll be.
At what
fucking
point does it start being gross though?
That's a good question.
2,000, I guess. I don't know.
2,000.
Oh my
That's when
God.
you're like, yeah, I'm
I'm like,
sorry.
I don't know
Jennifer,
if I
can't
could do
this.
that. And she's like, but I'm right here. I'm like, all right, I guess. All right, let's just get this over
You
with.
know what?
Man, you know what's gonna happen
2,000
right
ain't so
after
bad.
this?
What?
Man, Noah's gonna slap the shit out of you when she hears this.
God damn it! Fuck! Cut that! Cut that! Cut that!
Man,
Cut
she's
that.
gonna hear
I'm
it
not
too.
cutting any-
She's
Shit.
gonna be listening to it, and
Cut
she's gonna
that.
hear my voice say that, and you're getting a fucking backhand to the
Cut
back of the
that.
head.
You better cut
And
that.
she's gonna give you a backhand too.
She is. She's gonna backhand your ass.
They're
She's gonna backhand you as well.
really obsessed
And
with
your
this
head's
fucking
gonna
movie.
hurt really bad.
They're really obsessed with Pootie Tang. I don't know what their obsession is with it. Like, I don't.
It's funny.
God.
Pootie sold out.
By the way, you just made it sound so fucking unlistenable right there. It was just.
You should get a boom mic. I'm not a boom mic. A fucking pop
No,
filter.
you were just too close, so it just clipped the entire mic.
Oh,
You're
great.
great.
You're gonna have to cut that then.
Dude, we're
No.
gonna have to cut this entire episode at this rate.
No,
You
no,
want
we're
something
keeping
cut,
this.
You want something cut?
No, we're keeping this thing up.
We're fucked.
I want him to get
Squidward,
slapped.
He's Squidward. I'm Squidward. Is there any other Squidwards I should know about?
Meow.
Martin comes out.
Maul.
Anybody doesn't know? Well, actually, we haven't mentioned him. Martin's our cat.
We have a cat named Martin.
Well, actually, me and
We-
Austin have a cat.
We.
Sergio just comes over here to record this podcast.
And
Hey, and we have another cat named Georgia.
We do.
We have 2 cats.
It's George Martin.
George Martin. By the way, since you guys were talking about movies earlier that
you
you
better
wanted to
cut
make,
that part, by the way.
We're
No,
not
we're
cutting
leaving.
it.
Damn.
Look, we either cut the entire episode or we just keep it.
Let's shoot this fucker.
So if you want to film another episode, that's cool with me, man.
No, this episode's turning out really good already. Damn, this one's like up to. This is like the first one. Look, the second one is like. You know, man, people are gonna hate me saying this. The second one's like Empire Strikes Back. This third one's like Return of the Jedi.
Wait, hold
over
the
here.
fuck. Wait,
Dude, this
wait.
episode makes episode 2 look like episode 3. Or House Party 4.
Man, shut the fuck up.
Empire? What's wrong with Empire?
I don't know. I don't like Empire that much.
I've always been more of a return guy myself.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm shocked.
Yeah, just like how me and him are more of a Temple of Doom.
Well,
guy
I
than
love
fucking
Temple of
Last
Doom.
Crusade.
Oh,
Did
we
you
were-
know Return of the Jedi was supposed to be called Revenge of the Jedi?
Yeah, there's actually posters of it.
Yeah, it's fucking cool.
I actually do want the poster.
It looks really cool, actually. It's all red and shit.
Maybe I'll just get like a reprint of it. I don't know.
Okay, wait. But I just remembered. Getting back to it.
Okay.
So, Thomas has his idea for a movie, and I came up with an idea for a movie. And I've told Thomas about it, but you haven't heard it.
Is it Pootie
Oh,
Tang
is it
the
2?
Hulks.
Is it the one I helped you out with?
Yeah, a bit.
It's Pootie Tang
so,
2, isn't it?
So, right. I'm just going to describe it to you as the film would happen, right?
Alright.
So, it starts off as on a shot of like a desert road at midnight.
Mm-hmm.
You see the moon shining, and it's just quiet. You just hear crickets chirping and shit, right? And then you start hearing like an engine roaring a little bit. Passes by. It's like a motorcycle that passes by super loudly.
Hmm.
And then it goes to a shot of like the saddlebag and the tire, and it's going, you know. And then it cuts to the guy's back, and it's gonna be right on his back until he starts turning, and then it just slowly zooms out to the location.
It's on
Yeah.
his back too?
I hate
Fuck
you.
off!
So then it's gonna show like a like small rundown bar in like the middle of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
So it goes to our protagonist, Boots, and it has like spurs on them,
His
right?
name's Boots.
So you're hearing it like jingle as he walks in the bar.
Yeah.
He goes up to the bartender, and he's like, "So do you guys get any snow around here?" And he's like, "What?" He's like, "Do you guys get any snow around here?" He's like, "We're in the middle of the fucking desert." He's like, "I think this place could use a little bit of snow."
What?
And he's like, "Oh," and he flashes some Coke. And he tries selling the bartender Coke, right?
Yeah.
And some dude gets all pissed off and rowdy, so they get in a bar fight. And he beats the shit out of this dude, and the bartender gets pissed off and brings out a shotgun, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then our pro tag brings out his shotgun and slowly backs out of the place. And then for the next little bit of the movie, it would be like a little montage of him going from bar to bar slinging Coke, right?
This is the first time I've ever heard this story.
What?
This is the first time I've ever heard this story.
I've told you this. So he's going from bar to bar slinging Coke, right?
Yeah.
Until he gets to this one bar, and when he tries doing that, he gets knocked out. And when he's knocked out, he wakes up, and he's in this like dark, dingy basement, and you're seeing these people get cut up, and it's this like big old guy like cutting up people like they're meat, right?
Jesus, what the?
And he wakes up, and he looks to his right, and there's this other scrawny little nerdy guy who I want to be Justin Long. I want Justin Long to play him.
Why?
And he's looking at him, and he's like, "Dude, we're gonna fucking die." And the dude looks, and he sees that he's missing a lot of shit, right?
Mhm.
Not like physical items that he had, like wallets and shit. And he starts getting a little bit pissed, and he's like, "Dude, are you okay? What the fuck's happening? We're gonna die. You better calm down." And he starts getting pissed off, and he ends up, like, once the guy starts coming closer to them to, fucking kill them, he gets pissed off and breaks out and kills that dude and starts yelling at him about where his bike is. And basically, from the movie from there and on, is going to be this whole cannibal town.
A cannibal town?
Because, you know, they're kidnapped by cannibals. That's why they're cutting up the people.
Yeah.
And he just wants his motorcycle back.
This sounds eerily similar to something. I don't know what.
His inspiration was vampires.
It was, yeah.
Was there? It's because it does sound like vampires.
So he was just going to go throughout the entire town looking for his motorcycle.
It sounds like a very fucked up Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah, kind of.
Cassandra Peterson be in there too and say, "I say you're letting me have."
I forgot that was her.
Is that really?
Yeah, she's in
it's
it.
her.
There's
She
also
went to the premiere with Paul Rubens.
there's
Oh,
also a
lucky bastard.
YouTuber I watched. He's in the movie too. When they talk about Large Marge, it's like the first guy you see when they talk about. They mention her name. He's got like he's got a cap. He has a YouTube channel now. His name's Feature Man. Yeah, he's in there, and he said Tim Burton was really nice.
That's cool. But yeah, the rest of the movie would just be him looking for his bike in that cannibal town and just like interrogating these people and fucking murdering them, trying to find his bike.
It sounds like a combination between John Wick, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and vampires.
Mm-hmm. But one of the scenes that I really wanted to do is to where they end up finally finding somebody who knows where his bike is, right?
Yeah.
And it's in this garage, so they go there, and by the time they get to the garage, the bike's all tore apart and scrapped for parts. And he gets pissed off. He's like, "Betsy, no!" He's like fucking screaming all pissed off.
Is that like the ending?
No. This is like maybe like towards like the end, right before the big climax.
Oh, okay.
And he starts like beating the shit out of the dude. And Justin Long's like, "Hey man, I think we can go because there's a car there that's in perfect running condition. Like they can get out right now." And he's like, "I don't give a fuck. They need to pay for what they did to my bike." And the big climactic finish for the movie was gonna be in like and they're the like little Satan worshipping church and shit. And he was gonna fucking massacre the entire church for his bike.
That sounds pretty cool.
I thought it would have been like a really fucking cool idea.
What would you call it?
I don't know yet. I came up with this and I was like, it sounds fucking awesome.
No, that sounds like a really good concept. We'll get Jeffrey Combs to be the main protagonist.
Jeffrey Combs, which guy's that?
The guy from Beyond.
What's he look like nowadays? He always looks
He's
nerdy
bald.
to me.
Is he bald?
Yeah, he's bold now.
Oh.
He looks real nerdy to me. I can't picture him doing
He was
He was in Jake and the Fat Man.
Okay.
Fucking
Oh yeah, you know who that is, right?
yes, now I do.
Want to watch Chico and
And
the
it's
Man?
a show too.
Fuck
I hate
off.
you, Thomas.
You want to watch Chico and the Man?
No, sir.
Come on.
So this is our big threatening biker guide.
Jeffrey comes. We'll throw a wig on him.
We got to revive his career. Come on. Come on.
No, you're only supposed to do that at the beginning and the end of the episode.
Sorry.
A little tap out.
We're
People
false
are gonna think
alarm.
we're at the fucking end now.
False alarm, ladies and gentlemen.
We're still going.
All right, we should also get Keanu Reeves to be the head of the cannibals.
The head of the cannibals. I was thinking more somebody like Bill Moseley.
Yeah, that'll work.
Just like a shirtless, crazy bearded
We'll get Bill
dude.
Skarsgård to be like the first guy that dies.
Oh,
Okay.
that's not
We
right.
we want people to think that he's in the movie,
No,
so
Bill
it's gonna be like
Skarsgård's
that
the
fucking
third guy.
movie?
like Barbarian.
It's gonna be like Barbarian.
No. We're gonna make it more tense. Bill Skarsgård's the third guy they wake up next to, and he gets like ripped in half by a chainsaw.
Wait, no fucking way, dude.
What?
Robert Blake died today.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Robert Blake just died today.
Oh,
Damn, he's joining. his
No,
wife
actually, he died on the
murder.
9th. Never mind.
Okay, this is a news flash. Do the news.
Another
sound.
Lynch actor died.
Breaking news.
Robert Blake, who allegedly killed
Breaking
his
news.
wife.
Robert Blake has died. And hypothetically, what if he killed his wife?
We're gonna make a movie about him too.
Were you Bryn Shapiro now?
Bryn Shapiro?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, he died on the 9th of March. It's fucking crazy.
And you didn't tell me till now.
I just found out. He has the same birthday as him.
Damn.
He was only in one Lynch movie.
Yep. And
Yeah, have you ever
he
seen the-
reenacted it in real life.
Have you ever seen the interview where he says, I've read David's script a good 4 times and I still don't know what it is. I love how he's like, I'm in the movie, I have no idea what it's about.
He also killed his wife. But just like William S. Burroughs.
That's what I was saying. He reenacted Lost Highway. He was like, dude, that movie's so good, I want to do that for real.
Well, rest in peace, Robert Blake.
I didn't know
He was a little rascal.
He was a little rascal.
Was he actually?
He was a little rascal.
Rascals.
That's news. to me.
Surprisingly, he wasn't in Jake and the Fat Man. If he was, it'd be great.
Yeah, this
Oh no, I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna be like, he is. God damn it! Everyone was in that show.
That show barely had like 2 seasons, I bet. Oh, I'm looking.
We
this
found
up.
out another actor was in it. The dude from Trick or Treat, the bully from
Oh,
Trick or
yeah.
Treat, was in Jake and the Fat
Holy
Man.
shit! Jake and the Fat Man had like 5 seasons.
Surprisingly.
Why? Why was that a thing?
Just watch. We're gonna have one guy. He's gonna send us a copy of Jake and the Fat Man in the mail and tell us to watch it.
What, why don't we just watch Matlock?
No.
Matlock.
By the way, I just remembered another movie idea that I had that I think you would
Matlock
like.
the movie?
No, but I know Thomas really liked the idea.
What was it?
It would be a fictitious like actor biopic. It would be some actor that we make up.
Wait,
right?
that sounds like something somebody's already done.
It probably kind of it is. with
He's
Once
thinking
Upon a
of
Time.
you're thinking of that Joaquin Phoenix movie.
Oh, that shitty one?
I'm still here.
Yeah.
I like that movie.
Really? I never liked it.
There's a great quote in there where he says, "Did you literally human shit on me?"
The way you're saying it is really funny, though.
No, it's funny as shit because he's throughout the entire movie he's like really an asshole to everybody in his life, and one of his friends he's like, "I will literally human shit on you if you try to fuck with me." And one day he's like going to sleep after pissing off his friend, and since it's all shot like Jackass or something, like a real life like filming.
Yeah.
His friend goes in his room and starts shitting on his face while he's sleeping.
What
And
the fuck?
And he just wakes up. He's like, "Did you fucking human shit on me? Are you fucking kidding me?"
What a fucking weird movie.
Austin,
It's a
I
great
can't wait
movie.
for the clip that's called Robert Blake died.
Guys, breaking news: Robert Blake's dead.
He died like a week ago.
Well, as we're recording this podcast.
We found out. I was on Instagram and I found out.
Yeah, you were looking up naked girls again.
Oh,
No, I was
okay.
just on my news feed. I was like, wait, he died?
Yeah, so now who's one being exposed?
But getting
But I
back to the
wasn't
actor
doing that.
biopic, right?
That's what you... Ow!
It would take place from like the '60s all the way to like the 2010s.
Yeah.
I'm still not getting an ass beating.
God damn it, don't... You better cut that!
I'm not.
God damn it!
All right, so the actor is like a child actor,
Uh-huh.
and he's pretty successful as a kid.
Yeah.
And during his 20s is like getting his heyday. You know, he's getting bigger
I just
roles.
thought about what he basically made.
What?
He made That's My Boy.
No. Continue to hear.
Wait, what do you mean you made That's My
He
Boy?
wants to make That's My Boy.
Wait,
Let me continue.
I don't
beforehand.
understand. He's not talking about getting him fucking a teacher.
No, but you remember how he was like a kid that was like in his heyday and then like nobody gives a fuck about him when he gets older?
Oh, I guess you're right. Alright, continue.
So right. In his 20s, he hits his heyday. You know, he's in like a big role. He's finally doing like headlining pictures.
Yeah.
And then once he's around 30, he starts getting these side roles and villain roles. You know, shit that's like not the lead anymore.
It's not really paying much either.
Yeah, and he starts getting really pissed off about it. So he's like, I gotta find some way to get big again. So it starts off pretty normal to where he's like,
What the fuck are you laughing
I
for?
remember the ending he came up with of what
oh,
he mocks.
it's gonna be great.
It's
Alright,
great.
Continue.
So he tries method acting. You know,
Yeah.
he tries getting really into acting, and it doesn't do anything for him. You know,
Oh, man.
he just kind of looks like an asshole to people. So then he tries to like make a big deal at premieres to kind of get attention. You know, try to talk about himself in the media a little bit more to get his name around there.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. So then he tries to visually change up his style every year. Like he tries to look different every time. That doesn't work. So then he gets really desperate. He starts doing autobiographies. That doesn't get him anywhere. So then he's like, what the fuck can I do? And every like little bit in the movie he tries something new. So some of the other ideas that I had was he was going to do public urination at one point cuz he's like I can be controversial. That will get me big again. That doesn't end up doing anything. So then he ends up trying to do all these other like small little crimes to get big again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing works out. So then he's like, all right, fuck it. Nobody else wants to hire me. I'll do porn. He starts
What?
doing porn. He sucks at it. He's
How do you-
super unsuccessful
How
at
do you
this, right?
suck at doing porn? It's so easy.
He's just not great at it. He's like in his 50s at this point.
Oh, okay, that explains it.
His wiener's not working as well as it used to. So then he's like, okay, he's like in his 60s now, right? And he's like, I have one last idea of what I can do to get big. And he decides, because he sees how the fucking guy, David Carradine, dies from hanging himself while jerking it, right? And he's like, people feel bad for him. People are like, man, if only I knew what he was going through, I would have casted him in a movie. So he's like, my plan is, I'm going to hang myself while jerking it. Boy, I'm going to call my manager and he's going to save me before I die.
Agent?
He's like, my agent's going to save me before I die, and then people are going to feel bad and they're going to cast me because I'm an older guy now.
Jesus.
And he fucking dies. And that would be the entire movie.
That's such a bleak fucking movie.
But like the character would kind of be like Rick Dalton from like Once Upon a Time, or like Marlon Brando, just like an insufferable asshole.
Oh my god.
And then at the end of the movie, once his manager comes in and he's fucking dead, it's gonna abrupt cut to where he's just like, oh my fucking, and then like abrupt cuts to John Lennon's Mind Games while the credits are playing.
Oh yeah, I came up with the ending song. Yeah, it was John Lennon's Mind.
Why did you choose Mind Games?
Because that's what his character starts playing.
He kept trying to fucking like play with the minds of the media to try to get him back
Like,
up.
wait,
nothing works.
You know what you should do? You should probably like at the end, like people actually do like his movies.
That's what we were gonna do.
Yeah.
We were gonna have an entire segment where we get actual real actors and be like, you know, I just wish I would have got to work with him. Like when he was in this movie, like speaking about his heyday movies, or even like somebody like Tarantino speaking about some of his more B movies, to where they're like, man, it would have just been great to finally work with one more movie with him. And like he's like super huge now that he did die.
That's gonna be the post credits.
That's gonna be the entirety of the post.
He's gonna get like a revival after he dies.
Yes.
So what's gonna happen?
That's great.
What's gonna happen is his agent's like, you gotta be, and then it cuts, and then that's when you hear, keep on playing those mind games.
It's gonna be great.
Wait, we should probably have like the actors, like, you know, that little box while the credits roll.
That's what we're doing. Yeah, the post credits there.
That's
and
perfect.
it's gonna be played while the credits are rolling. You know?
And then people are talking about like rewatching his movies because they got re-released.
Yeah,
we're gonna have one part where Clint Howard's gonna be there. He's like, I'm so grateful I got to work with him.
You're gonna have Clint Howard?
Yeah,
that's perfect.
And his bad, like in his shitty movies, Clint Howard will be in there. He's like, I'm so grateful I got to work with him. He's such a great.
We're gonna
guy.
get George Clooney. He's like, he was a big influence on me.
George Clooney. I mean, this is who I wanted to be at the time. This is the guy to be.
And you're gonna hear Tarantino. This guy was the fucking bad boy, the guy that started out high, became the villain, and then started doing fucking porn in his 50s.
He's like, you know, I really thought that he was good as a hero, but there is no better time than when he was the villain.
We should get David Lynch involved with this as well.
David Lynch, he's just like, if there was one guy I could have casted, it would have been him. He was a great, truly. Even during his porno days.
Here, David, I'm not gonna lie, it was between him and Bill Pullman for Lost Highway.
It was gonna be like, for the villain role, it was between him and Robert Blake. I decided I was feeling a little bit like a rascal at the time.
You know, I actually found out he wasn't in that. He wasn't in there. We
God
fucked up.
What was he in?
Let's find
He
out.
was a child star.
Wait, he wasn't in the Little Rascals?
I thought he was.
Oh, you dipped me.
The gang fucks up.
So,
yeah, this is one of the other movie ideas that we had.
That's perfect. I actually really like that idea.
He was in as Little Beaver in Red Ryder.
What is that?
And Show. The Red Ryder BB gun.
Oh, but I had this idea, all from a dream I had.
What?
To where it was an actor, to where he's on set, and this PA is being like a dick to the kid actor in there because it's during some scene to where like, it's during one of his B movies to where he's a villain, right? And it's to where like one of the trains are supposed to blow up and a kid's supposed to die in there, you know?
Yeah.
So they have a bunch of like the actors in there like huddled up near the windows, and this PA's being a dick to the kid, and he starts like being like a real fucking asshole, and our lead actor ends up defending the kid, and like ends up fucking punching the dude out, and the director's like praising him about it, right? cut to the premiere, and he ends up giving like a 30-minute speech
What?
at the awards to try to get attention over this shit. And it ends up working out a little bit, and then immediately fails because the director decides to pull his name from the posters.
Oh, and then
This is perfect.
Remember, we have the scene too where he's gonna be going through different phases. So there's gonna be a punk phase whenever he's doing auditions and it's like in his mid-20s, and you're hearing the Black Flag song, the best one yet. And every time he keeps failing,
Yeah, he keeps going to each audition trying to look for one of the roles, and then he just keeps failing every one of them.
you know what? I also thought about the other concept that he tries to hang himself jerking off, and it's the David Carradine thing. But I also thought about it that it'd be the cruel twist of fate. He did it, and we wanted to go dark. He did it the same time David Carradine did, and David Carradine, yes,
You know,
David Carradine.
I was gonna ask, what is David Carradine doing these days? Is he hanging around?
At least he didn't say that.
I think he's pulling through.
She didn't say what Kat said.
What?
Kat's like, I'm like David Carradine. I tighten up my belt strap and I come.
He's hanging around somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Oh, what's he doing these days? He should be in another movie.
Dude, he should stop jerking us around and get us a new film.
I mean,
He's a brother.
yeah, Robert Carradine.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Maybe he's just taking some time to catch his breath.
I don't know. I don't know what you want to go there. I don't know if you want to go more.
Hopefully,
bleak
he'll
with
just
it.
swing by in the podcast.
No, I want it to be to where he's just not a creative person. Like, he just copies everything. Like, literally, the pissing on a building thing was going to be because he's heard Ozzy get in trouble over it. And that made him more notorious.
So
he was like,
instead of like trying to like be famous through like hard work, he's just trying to just.
he's trying to find shortcuts because the hard work doesn't work.
He's trying to
for
be
him.
infamous now.
So you
Yeah.
know what Austin basically did, because it's gonna take place before modern day. So he's basically going to be like people that do this on social media. They do fucked up shit to try to get fame.
Yeah.
Oh, so he was ahead of his time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we're essentially saying in this
He
role.
was a pioneer in weird challenges.
But no, yeah, during his 20s, he does do the hard work. And during his 30s, he continues to do the hard work. But right around his late 30s, he just is like, I'm done with this shit, and starts trying to find shortcuts. And nothing works.
He wants to win an Oscar, and it ain't never gonna happen.
No.
Why don't you give him like the lawful ending where he gets noticed by a very famous director, and it's like a Robert Forster type of thing, and he gets almost nominated for an Oscar.
No.
Like, why don't you do that?
No, he's an asshole.
I love the idea.
The character's literally supposed to
So
be an asshole.
so it's gonna be like a Burt Reynolds type deal.
Like, we're gonna make him like Marlon Brando, to where he was insufferable to everybody he worked with.
Okay. Yeah, and like Burt Reynolds too, because Burt Reynolds started like rejecting roles that would have been great for him, and then when he was in a movie that was really really good for him, like Boogie Nights, and he fucked that up too because he hated the director.
Because he's Burt Reynolds, man. No?
I mean, like the last good movie that he was in was Boogie Nights, and after that he just fell apart.
You know, he was supposed to be in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Then he died.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was supposed to
Instead
be
he got Bruce Dern.
Yeah, because Burt Reynolds died before he could film his role.
You know what's really weird about the book for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
What?
There's just some times that they mention actors who are in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but don't acknowledge that they're being played by those people. Like, they mention Bruce Dern.
Really?
They do, like, a few times. And then with Burt Reynolds, who's supposed to be in there, they acknowledge that he exists still in that universe too, and I'm like, how would this work?
Yeah.
Like, it seems a little weird.
I mean, like in The Man Who Fell to Earth, Bowie exists in that movie.
Oh yeah, he does.
Does
have
he
a
really?
Bowie
Yeah,
record.
because when you see you're in the record shop and Thomas Jerome Newton's walking around, you actually see a picture of young Americans in the,
Yeah.
in the
I
foreground.
feel like that was less them trying to be like, dude, Bowie exists here, and more just trying to be like, buy Bowie's album.
I don't
We
know,
know why
but I
you
have
came to this
I have a
movie.
theory that
No.
like Thomas Jerome Newton like modeled his human self after Bowie.
I like to believe the movie was just made just because Nicholas Rogue's like, I want to make a porno, but I
But I don't have the heart to really make a porno. I gotta still make it artsy.
Like, he's like, I'm making a film, but there's gonna be a guy fucking for 20 minutes
With a gun.
with a gun.
You know, Stanley Kubrick wanted to make a porno.
Really?
Yeah, he really did. He saw like Andy Warhol's Blue Movie, which is just porn, and he's like, I want to do that.
Why
And,
didn't he?
His wife said that. His wife said he was seriously considering it, but he's like, man, I'm gonna be hanging around with a bunch of fucking creeps and weirdos. Never mind.
That's true.
He wanted to make it really artsy, but he's like, no, I just don't think it's gonna work out. I'll just make something else.
Stanley Kubrick's another guy I find so fascinating.
That he wanted to make a porno?
No, I just find him so fascinating because he's like Stanley Kubrick was just always like everywhere. Like it's
We
just
talked
so.
about this last episode.
Yeah,
too.
we did.
We did. I find him interesting.
I just think that it. Honestly, it's amazing how he made England look like Vietnam.
I know, and he's interesting too.
Yeah. Fuck off! God damn it. Okay, we're done.
Alright, guys.
We're done. We're done. We're done.
This is
No,
the,
we
this is
took
the
out
end of the
more.
episode. You ready?
All right.
Ready?
1, 2, 3. Good
Fuck
night.
you.
And fuck you.